All right, hello again. Um, Another week of not making a full video for the defense replays because I just did the same thing. I didn't like change anything, so I figured, let's just run it back. Don't put any. I don't need to put any extra effort into it because I didn't really make any adjustments. Yeah, it's pretty much the same defense from last time, from last light dark season. Primarily because we didn't get any massive introductions or major introductions that would shake up anything on defense. So there's really no changes that I would have included. No one would make the team. I mean, from the latest banner. I mean, maybe Lucina, but it's a lot of work to get her to work. It's a lot of work to get her to work. Because if she doesn't use her positional assist, then she's typically doing no damage, which is what I've found. Not that she's a bad unit or anything, but to set up that positional assist, the swap on defense is really hard. So, yeah, it is what it is. She's not here. So yeah. What do I want to say? The week went okay. All things considering. Last time I ran 2 defenses for Dark Season. This time I kind of stuck the main one, which is this one. I did include the other defense just to see what would happen. I just threw it in there. Results, I think this defense is overall just better than the other one. Rightly so, because I don't know, is it the mythics, or I think the support units make this defense better, whereas the other defense, which you'll see later down, has a lot less support units and no real options to take out Ike. The other defense really struggles with Ike. You'd think that Regan, the new Attune Regan, would be skilled at taking out Ike, but she fails quite often at taking out a properly invested or supported Ike, which is unfortunate, because she's the one that had Hardy Bearing on that team. Which also now leads me to the question of what do I even do with this new Attune Regan? Is it Attune aided Regan? Because if she's not able to take out Emblem Ike, then what is her role really as a blue unit? What, aside from like special jumping with her weapon through, which is only like, I found this out it put me in a pinch, basically. I found out that her special jump is only through turns 1 to 4. Afterwards you don't get anything, which I was like, man, that's kind of crazy. Like, this unit is basically useless after the first 4 turns. So keep that in mind. Regan doesn't really work after the first 4 turns. I mean, she'll still offer, like combat support, but she doesn't give you that weapon, that special jump on your first hit, which is really the reason that you would bring her on a team, aside from the new the Hashiden Nephany. Yeah, so I don't know what to do with that Regan. Shadow Shift fodder seems kind of painful, or kind of like unfortunate that a unit as new as that Regan is just Shadow Shift fodder. Pains me to say that. That's kind of crazy. But I don't really see a role for her. What they should have done was just upgraded the old Regan to do what this new Regan does, and then make this new Regan a lot more powerful, because that's really the thing that she's missing. She just doesn't hit hard enough. But they really didn't want to give us a good free-to-play unit, or a really good free-to-play unit, which is what the Regan that we got would have been. Unfortunate. IS being a bit stingy there when they've just given out Marnie for free. But yeah, what you're seeing here is the strength of this defense, which is just to be annoying, difficult to take out, and then potentially snipe someone that is left behind, because Emblem makes it difficult for you to save tank, and then Micaiah warping around usually is able to pick off any stragglers or anyone that's, you know, left hiding behind an Omni tank. So that's really the main role of the team here, and Ike is just doing what Ike does. Usually, sometimes something undesirable that happens is that Fjorm will decide to attack, which is always a bad idea for Fjorm, since she doesn't have enough damage reduction to survive an attack against a melee unit like Ike. So that's the bad part, but usually by that point, or whenever she chooses to do that, there's usually no range units left that would, you know, really threaten the rest of the team. But it is a sore point of the team. We don't need to see any more of this here. This is let me show you this real quick. I think it's in this one. Nope. If Hell wasn't at 1 HP, she would have won that matchup against Hearthwelger, and that's crazy. So yeah, Micaiah failing to really do much to this Ike because she's running Breath of Life instead of Crux. She really needs Crux to be able to double Ike, unfortunately. I kind of want to stop using her with Breath of Life, but I don't really have a lot of other options, so it is what it is. You're going to see a common theme throughout these replays. I should actually try to speed these up so that it doesn't take up too much of your time. I feel like Milla has fallen off a cliff. Well, maybe that's harsh to say since she works whenever Micaiah isn't there. So yeah, that's probably harsh to say that she's fallen off a cliff, but I'm glad that I'm not seeing as much of her anymore. Her bonus season was, I think, what, 2 weeks ago, and I didn't even remember that I actually have a Milla. I have a Milla from Forma Souls that I completely forgot about. I could have used her, but I mean, isolation. I mean, who needs it, right? When you got Micaiah, it just really doesn't matter. Well, I mean, I guess you could bring enough debuffs so that Micaiah can't do her thing, and then, you know, maybe the isolation will work, but so far so good. Alright, and what you're seeing as well, let me speak a little bit more about my defense here, or at least this one, which will be changed, I think, or will be changed, hopefully with the new Heroes banner that we're getting soon. One of the key components of this defensive setup is Knot. I think I was saying in the last video that Knot is a lot better than Dagger. And actually, just with her refine, she's just really, really good. And I was saying that I wanted to pick up like copies of her from like binding blades and stuff, just so I could improve her with the dragon flowers, so that she's a lot more tanky. But the big thing about her is the insight support that she provides. The extra stats go a long way. Especially with Sigurd. Sigurd uses all of those stats really, really well. And it's also, I wasn't surprised when I saw that they gave a similar insight refine to, what's his face? PM Master 1. I wasn't surprised that they did that, because it actually helps out his killing power quite a bit. Ooh, plus 10s all around here. This is kind of like the build that I want to go with for Gateau, but I feel like he's going to get a really cracked refine for his A skill, so you probably don't want to give him the close combat or the close bonus double. I feel like he's going to get a really cracked refine for his A skill, so... But I mean, I do want to give him Ugu's Friend 4. I think it's a really good fodder option for him. Sigurd not attacking Freyr here because Freyr has Gato support, and Gato will Freyr will take him out. This is why, if you remember the earlier match, that's why they put Ike all the way up at the top, because if Sigurd had moved, you know, all of those spaces, he would have been able to take out Ike as well. Well, 2 AoEs, enough to take out Freyr. Freya. And then another one there. To be honest, I was really surprised at how well the defense, because literally those were just units that I threw together as like, all right, let's build a team around Hell and see how it does, and it worked really, really well because she gives that extra 5, was it 5 or 4 to defense, which makes Sigurd even bulkier and more difficult to kill, alongside the health. All good things. Oh, yeah, right. This is the one from that I was talking about earlier. I only used it this one time. I don't know what the problem is. The problem is no one can take out Ike on this team. So yeah, that's really the problem. I'd probably like Bernadetta, but that's like inconsistent also. Maybe even Sigurd, but he'd really want the extra health and stuff. The extra mythic support, I feel. And really, that was Reagan's role on this team, to be able to take out Ike, but she failed.
Time. Emblem, engage!
Which was a big surprise to me because she has the kit for it. Excel, Assassin Strike, Hardy Bearing, Shadow Shift. She has this. She has the skill. The only thing I could even think to give her, maybe Red Feud, but I don't know, man. That feels like a really specific fodder option just to get her to work. I think ultimately what saved this Ike is the stone terrain. I think it's like flat 10 damage reduction on special hits.
I'm stronger now.
Yeah, I think the stone terrain did the work here. Yeah, there's no one that I could give anything that would have overwritten the stone terrain here. So it's just really unfortunate. Yeah. But yeah, really what I would have done with this defense in terms of trying to make it better, drop Reagan, put in, I don't know, someone else. Bernadetta was the one that first came to mind, but I wanted to use units that I haven't been using in my barracks. And currently, like on blue, I can't think of anyone that really fits that role. Maybe it would have been a good opportunity to put Celine on this defense. I think Celine would actually work really well here. But chance missed, opportunity missed. 2 spaces, 1, 2. Yeah, maybe Celine would have worked here.
Leave my sight. Great Ather.
And that's that. Everyone dies to Ike from there on. You really don't need to see anything else. Dr. Guy took the 1 unit lost. It's okay. Didn't matter in the end. Gatry. I don't know, man. I feel like reopening is overhyped. I honestly feel like it's an overhyped skill that is not as good as we make it out to be. I mean, if you don't have Shield Fighter or Hardy Fighter, I guess it's a good alternative, but it's not it, man. Reopening is, in my opinion, it's not it. Either he doesn't like Batgirl or had to rush and that's what you got. in terms of like SB. But yeah, went back to this defense because it really is just the better one. I didn't want to take out Reagan and re-bless stuff. I'd have to also take out Felix. It felt like it wouldn't have been worth it, so I just used this one for the rest of the season, and it did very, very well. Again, I was pleasantly surprised at how well this defense did because I didn't put a lot of thought into building this one. I was like, Embla's good. People seem to have a hard time with Sigurd, and Hell just won't die. So this feels like a good combination. This feels like a good combination of units. Also, Micaiah is really the only ranged unit here because all of the rest of them were trash. I mean, I could probably put Lucina or Bernadetta, but none of them provide the amount of support that Micaiah does. Again, providing credence, support to my argument that Micaiah, attuned Micaiah, is the best unit that has been released this year. I guess you'd say Ike is still, really dominant in terms of like how he's shook up or changed the meta for Omni tanks. Why no save on her? Why? And also this, you need more. You need more. She needs. Invest into her. She will do well. Trust. Invest into her. But yeah, Attune Micaiah. Definitely think best unit that has come out this year, in my opinion. Not only does she cleanse your debuffs, but she also debuffs the enemy at the same time. I mean, if you talk about a unit that does everything, who else is there to mention? She literally does everything. Attack, defense, support. Hits hard. You can build her a multitude of different ways. I mean, Ike is good, but he's really more of like a solid role player in terms of being an Omni tank. That's really what he does, and he does it very well if you support him well. But Micaiah, she fits into so many roles, and long after Ike is no longer viable, Attune Micaiah will still be good because armor and cav effectiveness, as we've seen with Brave Micaiah, that really ages well, because even Brave Micaiah is able to KO things. The problem is you need to invest in her a bit because, I mean, how old is she now? But she's still really good. And armors and calves are never going to go out of the meta. They're just going to keep coming back in different variations, and the fact that she's green, I think, is a fantastic choice of a weapon triangle matchup for her. You're going to see something surprising in this one that I really didn't expect. Man, I love that rally. 15. 89 times 2. And I was like, no way he wins. Like, seriously, no way he wins, right? Adaptive damage, 32. Sigurd, 75. And that Nagi was built for far saving. Or base kit, pretty much. Fascinating. I'm very surprised that he took out that Nagi. And from here they keep playing. Sigurd actually, even though Tiki here is green and she has all her stuff, big damage there from the AoE, like really big damage, but you're gonna see this become 1 and she KOs them with the Glacies. I don't know if IS had really wanted us to drop her B skill. I mean, Lagoose Friend 4 is really good, but I don't know, man. I think her B skill was supposed to be permanent, and we've pretty much just dropped that because Lagoose Friend is better. I think I don't know, man. I hope they go back and re-refine some of these perf skills for the brave heroes. Tiki could really do with having the Goose Friend in her B skill as a upgrade to her perf. That was really what she needed to be good. This is a Nerthuz. I really love this unit, man. It's just her B skill. Her B skill. I really need to be like potent or something that helped her with her speed check. I don't know. Let's see what her refine does. Hopefully they don't treat her like Freya. Young Emran. Plus 10 peony. Okay, nothing happens. Now, double life and death, Gale Force. I don't like this. It works, probably, but I don't like this because he loses like a big portion of his damage reduction without Excel, no? I mean, it makes it easier for him to take damage, but speed-based damage, pierce DR reduction half. Reduce full attack by 20% if using. Okay. Well, alright, I guess that's cool. Still think you're better off with Excel. But, yeah, what happened here was Embla, he didn't have another debuff to override Micaiah, which is what he would have needed to get the feud, which he did get here, but not everywhere else. And he cannot get through Nagi here with 81. That's so much. And she's not even built properly. But yeah, he couldn't get through Nagi, can't get through Fjorm, and he's gonna get bodied. So that's just it. It's done. But yeah, that's the defense for this week. I don't know. We'll probably get, what's this, number 9. We'll probably get at least 10, I think. So when everyone plays later, all the sandbaggers, I'll probably get one more. I don't know, man. I feel like we've gotten 4 weeks of Nagi. She's been bonus since what, like Halloween? I don't know. I feel like that's the longest that I've seen because she got a light season, Astra Anima, and then another, or maybe it was just 3. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it feels like she's been bonus for a really long time. But yeah, Elamine is bonus next week, so you definitely want to bring Freyr, unless you have some other way of dealing with her. But I highly recommend that you bring Freyr. Micaiah, you can probably get away with Micaiah depending on the unit choices, but I would bring Freyr if I were you, especially because he's going to be bonus. So that should help you out a ton. Not sure what to expect with Aided Dagger. I feel like in terms of like the aided units that have come out so far, the 2, she's definitely the better one, because at least she has some utility outside of being able to, kill things, whereas Reagan kind of fails at all of that, unfortunately. They really should have made her stronger, and the sad part is there's really not much you can do to make aided Reagan stronger, because her B skill, she doesn't come with Assassin Strike. You can give her that probably, which is what I did. But her A skill, Excel, is really best in class, and her C skill, unless you're going for like a feud effect, which is really specific to the matchups that you're looking to take out, there really isn't anything that I would say is better than Shadow Shift for a cav, a melee cav that likes to run around and, hit people the way Reagan does. Shadow Shift is really good for her, especially with the 3 damage. The only thing I can think of is if she was able to get a lull somehow, but a lull really doesn't do anything against her or for her in her matchup against Ike, which is really what you'd want her to, the unit that you'd want her to take out. So yeah, not much that you can do to make that Reagan better. Probably just waiting on a skill to come out that could help her out, but I don't see what could potentially be better than Assassin Strike. That's really good, unless they're going to give it another version, a tier 5. A Resonance, because they did that for, range units, but I don't know what that would be like. But yeah, Reagan is kind of the first one, so first ones are usually bad. Unfortunate for Reagan, but that's kind of what it's been so far, in my opinion. Camilla, kind of want to use her, don't know how to fit her in. And rearmed Marianne. I don't know. I've been trying to figure out what to do with her, and I don't know, man. It's just not working out. It's not coming to me. I'm sure that she fits into your teams very well, but I'm struggling with her. Bolt Tower season as well. So there's that. Make sure you bring some Breath of Life or Medius, because that is the only thing that Medius can do. But yeah, man, that's it. GG's. See you in the next one.